Joined now by college hoops analyst Sean Farnham. Again, Tom Izzo, he called it the Great Eight. I mean, being at the Elite Eight for an 11th time, I'll forgive him, Sean. This team had to come back from, double digits down. What stood out to you for Sparty in the second half?
Well, I think the important thing was understanding the messaging at halftime. And Tom Izzo's team started 1 of 7 from 3 in the first half, then went 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. It'd be easy to fall in love with the three-point shot, but instead what they did was they took the fight to Ole Miss. They didn't turn the ball over nearly as much, which limited Ole Miss's ability to score out in front of their defense. And then they scored 26 points in the paint. Overall, 39 of the 42 points were either scored in the paint or at the free throw line. That's Michigan State basketball. They made Ole Miss feel them. They forced them to have to get into rotations and try to stop them as they drove the lane, and that's why they were able to advance to the Elite Eight.
And Izzo's teams are elite in the Elite Eight. 10 previous trips. Sparty is 8-2 in those games. Campaigning's already started in Lexington. Back with Sean Farnham. But Sean, the story of this game, Kentucky struggling. This never got within single digits in the second half. What happened?
Zakai Ziegler pointed it out, the first 2 matchups that they had during the course of SEC play, Kentucky combined to shoot 50% from the field. And basically what Tennessee decided was it's time for them to feel what every other opponent that's faced us all year long has felt. That's a physical brand of defense. And then every time you catch the ball on the three-point line, you turn around and look for your shot, someone's standing there in a Tennessee uniform going, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? I'm still here." And they did a great job of that. In fact, one of the ways that you can look at it is Kentucky really does a great job of spacing and sharing the basketball all season long, averaging over 17 assists per game. They had only 10 assists in the game tonight. What that tells you is that Tennessee forced Kentucky to play a lot of one-on-one basketball. And in fact, if you look at the assist totals, Zakai Ziegler had as many assists as the entire Kentucky team did for a full 40 minutes. Absolutely phenomenal defensive effort out of Tennessee. And then on the offensive glass, the Volunteers absolutely ate up the Kentucky Wildcats.
All sorts of momentum for the Vols heading into the Elite Eight, looking for a berth in the Final Four. Sean Farnham, thanks so much.
All right, so as you can see, 0 teams seeded 4 or lower have advanced to the Elite Eight. That's the 3rd time that's happened since seeding began in 1979. So the top seeds moving on. All right, let's talk about it with Sean Farnham, who joins us now on SportsCenter. How about that last play for Houston? Kelvin Sampson draws it up, and it works to perfection.
They work on special situations as much as any team in the country. I did a couple of Houston games, and every day on game day, they spend the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes in special situations on out of bounds underneath or side out of bounds, and they end practice the exact same way. The execution on that play was so key. And what you have to watch, if you go back and watch that play, Braden Smith is guarding Uzan out of bounds.
Okay.
Cryer comes off the screen. He sees Cryer open. He leaves Uzan to try to take away that pass to Cryer. That created that opportunity to pass the ball into Tugler, step right and grab it and be able to finish. Uzan has been huge for them all season long. The transfer from Oklahoma, when he came to Houston, he struggled with the physicality of how Kelvin Sampson wanted him to play. I was there in early December, and Kelvin Sampson was on him saying, "You're not playing hard enough. I yell at you, you play hard for 3 plays, and then you stop." He has erased all those doubters. He has gotten so much better as the season goes on. And you mentioned it, L.J. Cryer, not his best game.
No.
But Milos Uzan carried this team.
Stepped up when they needed him.
And that three-point shooting and the number of guys, whether it's Sharp, Cryer, or Uzan, that can knock down threes, is the reason why they got this 2-point win tonight, and it's why they're advancing into the Elite Eight.
Yeah, tough-minded team, a reflection of their coach. Meanwhile, Auburn looked like they were in trouble, down 9 in the second half, and then all of a sudden Denver Jones and Tahad Pettiford step up for them.
Listen, this game was about their dudes.
Yeah.
3 guys. So now remember, last night Texas Tech had 3 guys that scored 20-plus points. First time in the second week, and we've seen that since 2010. Tonight Auburn was like, our dudes will do that too. It was Pettiford, it was Jones, it was Janai Broome.
Yep.
All of them at individual moments over the course of this game stepped up and said, hey, I've got to assert myself offensively for us to have a chance to win. It's the number of ways Auburn can beat you and the number of weapons they have that makes them so dangerous over the course of the year. Look at Janai Broome's numbers tonight. It's easy to go, wow, man, 22 points, 16 rebounds. That's great.
Yeah.
9 of those rebounds were at the offensive end. Those were extra possessions for this Auburn team. And even though he didn't get the assist on a lot of it, 21 points off second chance points opportunities for Auburn in this game. Huge difference in how tight this game was, especially down the stretch.
Yeah, and all those lower-seeded teams still left, boy. It's going to make up for some great basketball the rest of the way. Auburn, Michigan State Sunday in Atlanta, and Houston moving on to face Tennessee in Indy. Sean, as always, we appreciate it.
Great to see you always.
All right.